Yep, so this is part 2 now, I assume, of reading every comment I've ever gotten, or, well, the most recent comment on each video, plus replies to comments I've made on other videos. And now I have one from Demon Gamer 1996. This guy did his own series of Let's Plays and hack reviews. He didn't go on for nearly as long as Azentiger, and he also just restarted fresh. I don't know why he scrapped all these old episodes, one of which was Kazanilla. He said, yes, Kazanilla was so bad it didn't even deserve a rating. Not only was it a Kaizo hack, it was extremely short, and it's that same bad quality you'd expect. Then we get another comment by MC Gamer Official on my video where I made this extending and retracting wave bridge. It's pretty wonderful, actually. You should see it. Nice. It was nice. And then Pete6777 asks me on my Lunar Magic Map 16 tutorial video, how do you make pipes go to a different level? Okay. I never did respond, unfortunately. Sorry, dude. Then Lilikun, otherwise known as, yup, this is the same guy who built all those really nice ROM hacks. Chalkanilla Rise, Chalkanilla Paradox, this is underway. Telling me that I could have hidden the message box behind a layer priority tile, but I actually left it in my entry to a third 24-hour contest, which was, build a new level, but don't move any sprites from one of the selected levels. I chose Donut Plains 1. Then we get a comment from Johnny, commenting on my Minecraft Cobalt server video, when Walrus was an admin and I was just a player, good old times. And then a terraformer replying to my comment on his video, Precision Waiting. 50? Yeah, it took me 50 tries in 1 hour to beat Bowser's Castle legit for the second time. I've played for 5 hours, must have been over 150 times, and I haven't even seen much into that damn Fat Hammer Guy room. Ewax on Arrest replies to my comment on Ewax Talks, Ewax's opinion on YouTube Flowers. Probably some of the worst RuneScape players I've ever come across. The only thing these people wanted to do at this point was make money. They kind of knew the game was going down the shitter, so they want to capitalize in it for one last month or two, or whatever. I say, how is gambling and possibly scamming your fans and just taking their money so they can sell for IRL money, how is that going to bring the community closer together? YouTube Flowers claimed the community was going to be brought closer together, but with all the gambling and hate, no, it's just going to be farther apart. I know, right? Yep. He knows exactly what they were really trying to do. They just wanted to have some more IRL money. As if they didn't have enough. If there's anyone who needs more IRL money, it would be me. And then we get Moose commenting on my Dracula Blocks at the Sun trailer. Yep, that's that first Halloween hack I made. So I'm still working on it. Not now, but I was at the time. And Jake the Fail, talking about, well, this was some weird twisted experiment about Clio and Dacker, two characters I made up completely out of the blue, playing a game of Magic with all real cards except for one. Some weird twisted experiment out of the blue with probably the worst animation I've ever seen in a long while, but at least the game followed the rules, and, well, the duel was sort of well thought out, but it's not finished. And I think the story was kind of weird because, well, it never got the finish anyway, so there is no conclusion. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but when you aren't correct in ruling, it's funny. Like, yeah, that time Clio forgot to play Rebuff the Wicked when he could have to protect his Imperial Soar. I also like the animation regardless because there's not that many. Yeah. There was actually some before this, but the animation was way better. The 1-1s, if you hadn't ever seen that. Though I can't say the duels are as serious as the ones in here, but still, yeah. Now, classic video games, this guy, otherwise known as Silver99, who created the ultimate train wreck in Super Mario ROM hacking. Yep, Super Mario Bros. Crossover. Otherwise known as Classic Video Games 1. I'm pretty sure he's better at other things, I hope. replying to my comment and, well, you could have just stepped on a P-switch, eat the dust with the Yoshi before it completely disappears, and that's an infinite P-switch glitch right there. He was 12 when he played this. He'd be much better if he did replay it, and also, the hack sucked. The one he played also sucked. As you can see, floating stack munchers in the thumbnail right there. And then a guy saying on one of my videos, I don't know if I was a little... Yeah, some of my old videos I was a little loud. Some of my others, it was the opposite. Now I've sort of figured that out. A Terraformer commenting on my Way to the M-Level Heart Attack River. Good music too. Commenting on my... Same guy commenting on my video for infinite P-switch usage. Yup. That's that glitch I explained earlier that Silver could have pulled off. Do one for wall shell hopping. I haven't. Another comment from the same guy. Yeah. Not only did I play my level, I showed you what my fingers looked like the whole way through. That's what my fingers looked like on the keyboard. Get out of here. I play well for non-controller, yeah. And then the guy comments on my Mario Dawn to Darkness episode 1 video. Yay, 2 people playing Dawn to Darkness. Yeah, I don't recall any other people playing Dawn to Darkness during the whole time when Yanima was apparently dying of leukemia, which is when all kinds of us played Notte Luminosa, since apparently that was his one last wish. Yeah, when someone's dying, you really feel sorry for them, and yeah. One of the nicest things you could do is, if you can do it, you fulfill their last wish if someone's dying. Yeah, I've heard this story when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! There was this kid named Tyler who was dying of, I really don't know what. His last wish was to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, and from my knowledge, there's only one copy of that Yu-Gi-Oh! Card in the entire world. Tyler the Great Warrior. Yep. Apparently it's a true story. And then he comments on my next episode saying, don't say things like, he's gonna pass away in 2 weeks. We don't know for sure if he's gonna pass away. Be confident, and why would you want the dogs to be right? Why would you want him to die? Yeah, why would we want Yanima to die, come to think of it? Not like he did anything wrong in the first place to get leukemia. And then comment Ash Testes. Testes! Testicles! 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 Testes. It sounds so immature. Ash Testes. Oh god, Ash's testes? I'm pretty sure May, Misty, and Dawn wanted some of that. Comments on my video! Let's play Notte Luminosa. Well, the first episode of it anyway. Saying, Proton John is a faggot. Oh, so he doesn't trash talk me. He trash talks Proton John. That's a weird approach. Another guy, Mario Galaxy. Man, a lot of random characters there replying to my comments where I said Proton John should stop playing Notte Luminosa and everyone should just destroy their copies of Notte Luminosa. This was when I figured out, SNN figured out Yanima was lying about having leukemia. And then he said, no, don't destroy it. First I want to send it to Slow Beef so he could Retsupure that crap. Yeah, Retsupure covered this in a video called Yanima, Crowned King of Losers. Alright, we're on the 4th page of comments. If we start from the very oldest comments. Unknown YouTube name comments on my video, my last Notte Luminosa episode, saying, who knows, could be a show that he's dead. I said, Yanima's YouTube channel is closed, and he pretty much said this as a response. At first, this guy said, Yanima's lying, you could continue this ROM hack regardless. I decided not to continue it. I've been had. I'm not going to put up with that bullshit. I'm not playing his hack. Another guy comments on one of my older episodes saying, what's the music that plays during the boss? Except I don't know either, so I couldn't help him out on there. A Terraformer, yet again, comments on Mario Gives Up, episode 12, World 7 of 7, Part 1. Telling me where I can farm infinite lives, which is really helpful. Yikes, XXXXXXXRV. Okay, a lot of random numbers and stuff there. Well, it's not so random. Telling me on my Mario's Masochistic Mission episode 3, you could have used rewinds where you drop the key. Kuzunowa's made other hacks look better than this. They're Kaizo. Yeah, I know! Mario's Masochistic Mission was amateur at best, but I've seen one of Kuzunowa's later works, and honestly, it's better. But it's still Kaizo, though. I know that already. I know Kuzunowa's improved since, well, Masochistic Mission. That hack that became really famous because, well, Azurblade played it. And yeah, since some random guy submitted on Super Mario Central that we never really heard from again afterwards, I ended up playing it. And then this guy, Norte Boy 2, however you pronounce his name, this guy was probably one of my most loyal, one of my few followers who really followed me at the time, commenting on my video where I reviewed Overworld's that Overworld Design Contest 2012, saying, I can't find XORs, can you post? I never got around to it, sorry dude. Well, he couldn't comment on my video where I play. This is where I play Underway's Chronological Paradox, and he says, thanks for let's playing this, but holy crap, don't expect me to finish Chronological Rise till April. Please, this'll take ages to do. It's August, going on September, and Chronological Rise is still nowhere near complete, actually. And then here's me playing levels in the second annual Strawberry Level Design Contest, which I actually got to judge, believe it or not. Nortboy again, asking me how to get layer 3 a different color. I think it has something to do with palette row 0 and palette row 1. That's all I remember, actually. FTF Creations, also commenting on the part 3, the one after part 2, saying, it wasn't U-View, it was Wii U. It was actually U-View. That was that level made by Aquamentus, where it's pretty much like you're playing on some sort of tiny screen where your vision is obscured by the game console around you. It was U-View, not Wii U. Sorry, dude. Must have been confused. Whoever Ettore Marmo is, replying to my comment on Way the M trailer by... Yup! I did send Super Mario Central a trailer for, well, the really hard hack I had been working on for a year at the time, Way of the M. Replying to my comment on, it's nice to see that I'm still into map making and such. Yeah, I'm still doing this. I think this guy actually asked, is this the same level engine from the Secret Mario Chronicles forum? Yes, it is. If you look at some of my earliest videos, it would actually make sense. And then we get Amber Vasami commenting on my video. Let's play Mario Luigi Starlight Adventure Episode 2, World 2. I fixed that error. Yeah, the one where you go down accidentally on some overworld path and you're forced to reset the game because you're literally stuck there. There's no way to exit from once you go down that invisible path, and it's a forced reset. And that's never good. I fixed that error. I'll just have to release the update. She also comments on my video where I go and just look at some shitty hacks I've played already in Lunar Magic to fully explore their shittiness. Super Mario and Schwinks was the worst hack I played lately. The author even used one of my songs badly, she claims. And then I find myself playing that ROM hack a bit later. And here, Gamma V pretty much just leaves like 3 comments back to back, pretty much saying, listing every music track that was used in a ROM hack. That was pretty helpful because I actually liked the soundtrack of it. There were some things on the soundtrack I liked, so that was pretty nice of her to just leave like every music track was used in the hack, so I could use some of those songs in my own hack. Here's XX666 again, commenting on, well, when I played Massimo. Yep, I said, how could Massimo be that bad? I played it myself and I also grew to hate it. He said, the multiple midway points patch came out in 2010. This was finished in 2008. It's still ridiculous to have levels that last 15 plus minutes, especially when you could have split the levels down to smaller chunks of the appropriate sizes. I believe I made that claim when I finished Massimo, and that was probably one of the things that the author really should have done to fix his huge problem of levels lasting for too long. Oh, and he could have made them more interesting too. Then Norterboy 2 commenting on my video, consulting the panel again. This is the one where I spit XL gum out and hopefully landed on the panel. Yup. Funny way to choose a game, like. And then, Hacker Adventure, which was what the XL Gum told me to play, commenting on a video. See, this was a little sort of conversation on how to actually get to register on the Talkhouse forum board, which is Rockhouse community, essentially. Yep. Mega Man Extreme 64 telling me that out of all the ROM hacks he's played, he says Star Island Adventure is the best one out of all of them. I can't say this is the best one out of all of them, but not as in my rear end, not as in my ass, but this one was still very good. It's one of the best I've played, but still. You just can't seem to beat Rise of the Giant. I just don't know. You just can't make me more impressed than that. That was just so well done. And now, CJ Frosty 98. Okay, this guy made some pretty random comments, and it was hard to follow them, but okay. CJ Frosty 98 saying, "Okay, you are good at Kizo." Did he mean Kaizo? Yet he misspelled it wrong, and one of the stupid things is, JDC Games Collab 1 was not a frickin' Kaizo hack. I don't know what he was talking about. I think his English sucks, and I think some of the comments he writes from it suck. Well, I think you may end up seeing some more examples of really bad English if that guy I'm thinking of right now is still has his comments as the most recent comments on each individual video. This makes no sense, but it's on my video, so I have to leave it. This was the most recent comment on that video, so yeah. And then last comment by Pipolopo, otherwise known as Yogui, commenting on episode 4 of the JDC Games Collab Let's Play, saying, "I made Desolate Dungeon. The music in the cave section is a custom composition called Arrangement Twilight Park. Yeah, that's pretty helpful. I want to know what the music track was, and now that I do, thank you."